Well, it's an absolute joy to see you excelling in this field of show jumping that is so complicated and so dependent on form. And obviously we don't have a crystal ball, but you are on the coalface of things. Tell us exactly how you think it's going to unfold tomorrow afternoon, Aiden.
Well, Andrew, we're hoping for a great class. Derby's always exciting. It takes a very special kind of a horse and a very special kind of a rider to win a Derby. It's one that most riders really want to win. I think it's going to go very close. I've got two riders. I think Ronnie Lawrence, he's a full-time winner. He's overdue for another one. He rides Avis Rent-A-Car's Gillian van Horshoff. He's been runner-up before, and I think he's due a win. But he has to beat Kelly O'Connor. She's in blistering form. She's just taken South African Championships down in Shongweni. She's then set her sights on defending her title for this year. She was last year's winner as well, obviously. And I think she's going to be very, very hard to beat as well. The mare's got a hell of a jump, got a good gallop. I think if we go into a jump-off, it's going to be very tight between Gillian and Ronnie and Kelly O'Connor and Hera.
Okay, looking at these magnificent stands, there's some special names upon them. One of them is Barry Taylor. He also won back in 2004, having won it 3 or 4 times, and he's also way overdue, and you can never discount a man of his vast experience.
Barry, as we call him, the Godfather, he's a 4-time winner. He knows his way around a Derby course. He's done it all, really. You can never count him out, but I think in terms of firepower, and Barry would agree with me, he rides Quinton Janssen's horse, not the youngest anymore, horse and rider, and I think Barry would agree. Listen, Derby, it's been 1 in 4 penalties before. We always hope it'll go to a jump-off, but you can never count out Barry Taylor, and the Derby can always throw up a result.
So I guess to some Barry Taylor, the Derby wouldn't be the Derby without Barry.
Absolutely not. He's become synonymous with the Derby. He's been around for so many years. As we say, he's a 4-time winner. He's got nothing left to prove, but he's still hungry. He's still, he's still out there. He's still doing it and still doing it at top level. And you can never ever count Barry out. I just think there might be horses with a bit more gallop in them than Barry's horse, counter-attack. But having said that, Barry's such a master against the clock. He can shave off seconds on the turns. I'm not saying the horse can't gallop. He certainly can. He'll be there.
Chris van der Merwe, he's been in great form, and he's an incredibly dedicated and talented rider.
Chris van der Merwe is a genius on a horse. He's a genius at the jump-off. He rides Crash Man, that's for Conrad Fourie. Top horse, top rider. He did win a class here this week. I just think when it comes to derbies itself, they're horses that are probably a little bit more suited to a derby. And when I say that, it's a very specific type of a horse that needs to go down a derby. You need a certain degree of sensitivity, but a certain degree of bravery as well.
On that score, one of the stalwarts of the derby, Don Camarco's out, unfortunately, but Nicole, a beautiful rider, and she can also never be discounted, even though she has a horse of lesser experience, I would imagine.
Well, Hitoshi's got a great degree of experience as well. You can't count them out as well. And Nicole's a 4-time winner. All of those 4 wins coming on Don Camarco, as you say, he's not here this year, but you certainly can't rule out Hitoshi either.
Okay, any wild cards? Anything that springs to mind of, Jade Hook came from left of centre field when she was very young. Do we have any of those in the field?
It's Derby. It can throw up a result. These are fences that these horses and riders only see once a year. The banks, the dikes, the tabletops, the stairs. It's a new look, a new feel Derby as well. It's going to be very, very festive. It's always got a big crowd, which is something that really happens on only a handful of shows. And this being the most festive of them all. The sponsors that have got grandstands, there's flags out. So really, these horses are highly trained and highly sensitive, so anything can happen on the day. Some that you think are going to be there can get spooked, and some that you think are going to get spooked can go around and not batter an eyelid. It's Derby. It can always throw up a result. So when you say wild card, sure, 20 out of the 24 starters could be wild cards.
I know the commentary box is calling, and finally, I know that eating, sleeping, drinking, and breathing are vital to staying alive, but I'm sure this would have to be the very next most important thing in your life. I see that you're absolutely passionate about what you do.
Well, it's the horses, Andrew. We love the horses. We love the game. I love being on top of them as well. So hopefully, well, one day soon, hopefully. I've got a great string of horses coming through for next year. So perhaps less time in the commentary and more time in the arena next year.